Welcome to another episode of English Podcast.
Each session is a chance to practice, learn, and enjoy English naturally at your own pace.
Remember to subscribe and give us a like if you find it useful. Have you ever been really scared to do something, even though you knew logically it shouldn't be scary? Like, maybe relearning something you used to be able to do?
Oh, absolutely. It's like your brain remembers the fear more than the skill itself. We're going to explore that feeling today with a short story about someone overcoming a childhood fear.
Exactly. Our story is about Amelia, and it takes place in a small, quiet town nestled beside a sparkling lake. Nestled means like comfortably settled or tucked in.
The lake is called Willow Lake, and it's surrounded by tall willow trees, their branches gracefully weeping over the water. Weeping willows, they look like they're crying, but it's just how they grow. It's a beautiful, peaceful setting.
Amelia loved Willow Lake. As a child, she spent countless summer days there, picnicking with her family and playing on the grassy banks. Banks refers to the sides of the lake, the land right next to the water.
But there's something Amelia avoids at the lake. Something that brings back a painful memory. Can you guess what it is?
It involves two wheels and a lot of wobbling. As a child, Amelia had a terrible experience trying to learn to ride a bike. She fell, scraped her knees badly, and developed a real phobia. A phobia is a strong, irrational fear.
So, even though she's now an adult, the thought of riding a bike fills her with anxiety. She sees other people cycling around the lake, enjoying the freedom and the exercise, but she can't bring herself to try again.
So, there I was, a grown man, staring at a bicycle like it was some kind of wild beast. I hadn't ridden one since I was 8 years old, after a nasty fall that left me with a scraped knee and a deep-seated fear. Deep-seated means a fear that is hidden and has been there for a long time. My palms were sweating, and my heart was pounding in my chest.
I can imagine. It's amazing how powerful childhood memories can be, especially when they involve fear. It's like a part of your brain is frozen in time, still reacting as if you were that small child again. So, what did you do next? Did you just stand there frozen?
Almost. I took a deep breath and decided to just touch the bike. It sounds silly, but it was a big step for me. I ran my hand over the smooth handlebar, the cold metal a stark contrast to my sweaty palms. Then, I gripped the handlebars tightly, as if holding on for dear life.
That's not silly at all. It's a perfect example of taking things one step at a time. You were slowly reintroducing yourself to the source of your fear. It's like dipping your toe in the water before jumping into the deep end, wouldn't you say?
Exactly. And the next step was even harder. I actually sat on the bike. My legs felt wobbly, like jelly, and I was sure I was going to fall over. I just sat there for a moment, getting used to the feeling, finding my balance. It felt strange and familiar all at once.
That must have been a real mix of emotions. Familiar because you'd done it before as a child, yet strange because it had been so long. That word, wobbly, it describes that unsteady feeling perfectly, doesn't it? Like something that's not firm or stable. So, after sitting, did you try to ride?
Not quite yet. I decided to try pushing off the ground with my feet, like a kid on a scooter. Just a little push, to get a feel for the movement. It was awkward at first, but slowly, I started to get the hang of it. I could feel the wind in my hair, a sensation I'd completely forgotten.
That's a great strategy. Getting the hang of it means starting to understand how to do something. So, you were gradually building your confidence, getting comfortable with the bike again before actually pedaling. It's like learning any new skill, you start with the basics.
So, to recap, our story is about Amelia. She had a bad experience falling off her bike as a child, and now, as an adult, she's afraid to try again. It's holding her back, this fear. She sees everyone else enjoying cycling and she wants to join in, but she's stuck.
Exactly. She's avoiding it, making excuses. Too busy. The weather's bad, classic avoidance tactics. But deep down, she knows she wants to overcome this fear. It's impacting her confidence. This is something a lot of people can relate to, right? Having a fear that holds them back.
Absolutely. And what makes it even harder for Amelia is that her partner, David, is a real cycling enthusiast. He loves it. He's always suggesting bike rides, which makes Amelia feel even more self-conscious about her fear.
He doesn't mean to make her feel bad, of course. He just doesn't fully understand her anxiety. He keeps saying things like, "It's just like riding a bike. You never forget," which, as we all know, isn't always true, especially when fear is involved. The phrase, "it's just like riding a bike," means something is easy to do, once learned, even after a long time.
Right. He means well, but he's not being very sensitive. He's adding to the pressure she feels. It's like he's minimizing her experience. And to minimize something means to make it seem less important than it is. It's a common problem in relationships, not understanding each other's perspectives.
Yes, exactly. He's inadvertently making things worse. Inadvertently means without realizing it, accidentally. So, Amelia is battling this internal fear and also dealing with the external pressure from David, albeit unintentional.
So, she's in a tough spot. She loves David and wants to share his passion, but this fear from her childhood is a real obstacle. It's a classic internal conflict. Obstacle means something that blocks your way or makes it difficult to achieve something. It's something that she needs to overcome to move forward.
And she's starting to realize that, isn't she? She's at a crossroads. A crossroads is a point where you have to make an important decision. She can either continue avoiding bikes and letting her fear control her, or she can confront it head-on.
Yes, and I think she is starting to lean towards facing her fear. That's why this is such a compelling story, right? That universal desire to conquer our fears and live a fuller life. It's the main motivation for Amelia. So, there I was, wobbling down the street, feeling that familiar childhood terror creeping back. The wind whipped past my ears, and the pedals felt alien under my feet. It was like my body had completely forgotten the muscle memory. I gripped the handlebars so tight my knuckles were white.
You were really pushing yourself, weren't you? It takes real courage to face a fear like that. Imagine, after all those years, getting back on a bike. It's like confronting a ghost from your past. Confronting a ghost, that's a good way to describe it, don't you think?
Absolutely. And the street was surprisingly busy. Cars whizzed past, horns honking occasionally. Every little noise startled me, making me even more unsteady. I was starting to regret this whole confronting my fear idea.
But you kept going. That's the important thing. That's resilience, the ability to keep trying even when things are difficult. Remember how we talked about resilience last episode? You're demonstrating it perfectly. Unsteady is another good word here, meaning not firm or stable.
Well, I had Sarah cycling beside me, offering encouragement. She was like my anchor, her calm voice cutting through my rising panic. "You're doing great," she'd yell. "Just keep pedaling." Having her there was invaluable. Invaluable means extremely useful or precious.
Support is so important, especially when you're overcoming a fear. It's like having a safety net. And pedaling, that's the action of pushing the pedals on a bicycle to move it forward. We've mentioned it a few times now, so it's a good one to remember. It comes from the noun, pedal.
And then, something shifted. I started to find my rhythm. The wobbles became less frequent, my grip on the handlebars loosened, and I actually felt joy. The wind in my hair, the sun on my face, it was exhilarating. Exhilarating, meaning very exciting and thrilling.
That's the magic of overcoming a fear, isn't it? The feeling of liberation, of triumph. You not only conquered your fear of cycling, but you also rediscovered the simple pleasure of riding a bike. A triumph is a great victory or achievement. So satisfying.
Okay, let's quickly recap the story so far. Remember, recap means to summarize. Sarah, as a child, had a bad experience falling off her bike and developed a real fear, a phobia, of cycling. It had become a big obstacle, something that prevented her from enjoying bike rides with friends and family.
Exactly. She avoided bikes for years, feeling anxious, even terrified, just thinking about riding one. Anxious means worried and nervous. Terrified, of course, means extremely scared. She carried this fear into adulthood.
Then, she decided it was time to overcome, to conquer this fear. She started with baby steps, small actions like just sitting on a bike, getting comfortable with the feel of it again. This is a good approach to any fear, starting small.
She found a patient instructor, someone who understood her fear and didn't push her too hard. This supportive environment was crucial, vitally important, for her progress.
Right. He helped her regain her balance, teaching her techniques to control the bike and build her confidence. She slowly started riding in a safe, open space, like a park, away from traffic.
And remember the significance of the park? It was the same park where she had her accident as a child. Facing that place was a symbolic victory, a big step in overcoming her fear.
So, after lots of practice and perseverance, never giving up, Sarah was finally able to cycle confidently. She even enjoyed a long ride with her family, something she'd always dreamed of.
It showed that even deep-seated fears, fears you've had for a long time, can be overcome with patience, the right support, and a determination to succeed. Determination means strong will and purpose.
She not only learned to ride again, but she also learned a valuable lesson about facing her fears and not letting them control her life. It's a powerful message for all of us.
Absolutely. It highlights the importance of resilience, the ability to bounce back from setbacks. Sarah's story is inspiring and shows us that it's never too late to learn something new or conquer an old fear.
It's a good reminder that even though facing our fears can be challenging, the rewards, the benefits, are worth the effort.
And remember how the story emphasized the feeling of freedom and joy Sarah experienced once she was cycling freely. That's a beautiful image, a lovely way to end the story.
Thanks for listening to English Boost. Remember, practice a little every day and you'll see big results. See you in the next episode.